Welcome back to How to Souls. My name is Rach and today we're going to continue with our 100% walkthrough of Elden Ring. Last time we took down Stormvale Castle, we beat our first shard bearer, Godric the Grafted, but there's still a couple bosses left for us in Limgrave before we truly can move on. After we beat Godric, we chatted to Gatekeeper Gostock and we bought from him a buckler, and that is because we do have down here in this Everjail by the Storm Shack a Crucible Knight in the Everjail. Now, the reason I like to parry this guy with a buckler is twofold. Number one, it's actually a really effective way of dealing with them. It's actually like, they're hard to fight, normally. And number two, my god, it's just so much damn fun. Now, this might take you a while to learn. God knows it took me a while to learn. But in my opinion, it is effective and fun. And also there's loads of Crucible Knights in this game. So if you learn it early, on this early one here, it's good practice, you know? So we're going to equip the buckler here, which does have the buckler parry Ash of War. Now the buckler parry, think of it as just slightly better than a regular parry. It's got a longer sort of parry window, a faster recovery, that sort of stuff. It's more forgiving. You do not want to use this for blocking because, as you can see, it's tiny. It's not going to block much at all. If you don't have access to the buckler parry for whatever reason, like you killed Gostock or whatever, there's other options for you, but they're not maybe as good. Like the regular, just like small shield parry, the Ash of War is just called parry. It's fine. It's actually like pretty much the same as the buckler parry. It just has like a slightly longer recovery if you do mess up. It's slightly less forgiving. There's also a couple of other options. If you had met Thops, you can get Thops' Barrier, which is like a magic projectile parry. And also there's one that you can find quite close by here called Storm Wall. Now that's actually quite an effective parry Ash as well. So buckler parry is what I like to use, but there are other options. Okay, so Crucible Knight. The main thing with this guy is we have to be ready to hit L2 on a parry when he attacks with his sword, like so. And then obviously we're going for the riposte with R1. But we need to watch his feet, like so, because if he does the stomp, we are not going to parry that, obviously. We're going to jump. So you want to alternate, you want to have your buttons, your fingers poised over all three of these buttons. The parry button, the jump button, and the roll button, because there's some moves that he can do that we're going to want to roll as well. So the stomp is a jump. I'm getting attacked here. Don't worry, I do die, so I'm going to give you plenty of observation time on this boss. When the boss gets to 50% health, he will do a sort of like AoE incantation. He's doing it quite late actually for us, and he's going to start using his Crucible incantations like so. He's always going to start off phase 2 with this like winged swoop attack, which you do want to wait until he is locked onto you and then dodge to the side. When you're far away from him, he's going to swipe with his tail. Now this can go 1, 2, or 3 times, so be aware of that. You're going to want to roll through that. Close distance as fast as you can and get back to parrying. He shouldn't do the tail swipe at you if you're like standing on top of him, but he might do the swoop. So I left it a little bit late to try and dodge that time, and it does sort of mess me up here. It's a really, really fun fight when everything goes well, but it only takes 1 or 2 things to go wrong to end it all for you. So I'm not trying to be patronizing here. Like, I realize it is quite hard, but like I said, it's fun. It's a completely optional boss, so if you're not enjoying it, just leave him for later. And I do die here, like I said. The cool thing about dying in Everjails is your souls are always safe. There's always a Stake of Marika close by that you can resurrect at, and your souls are just going to be sitting in the Everjail. Because the Everjail's like in a different phase, you can, there they are, just there, sitting all nice and safe. You can pick them up outside before you head back into the jail phase to try again, which is nice, you know? We don't have to worry about losing souls, at least. Runes, at least. Everyone knows they're runes, that's a bonfire, etc. Any whizzle. So, yeah, that's the basis of it. Parry with L2 on a sword swing, jump with X or A, I guess, on a stomp, and then phase 2, get ready for some extra moves. If he does his shield bash at you, which I believe he does on this attempt here, you're gonna want to roll that one and like roll around the back of him to avoid that. Now I'm doing insane damage. There's a stomp, jump, and a parry. Very nice. The buckler parry, so the timing on the actual parry, you watch the sword. So the sword swing, right? He will pull his sword back, and then when it gets to like the highest point, like the apex of the swing, and starts to move back down towards you, that's when I like to hit the parry button. I'm quite an early parrier because I grew up on Dark Souls 1. There's the shield bash there, so I actually hate that move. I find it quite hard to dodge. But just sort of strafe around him and dodge around the side for that one. And once again, just get back to him as fast as possible. He does have a sort of running thrust attack that is parryable as well, but you might find it a bit easier just to dodge that one. But yeah, just keep the pressure out, keep like right up in his face, wait for a sword slash, parry that, and riposte it. Like I said, it took me ages to learn it. And then this try here that you're watching, this was try number 3. So I'm rusty, but I just think it's so fun. And like I said, there are other Crucible Knights coming up later in the game that you might wish that you had learned to parry. So there you go. You will get an incantation, his like tail swipe spell, which if you're wanting to cosplay a Crucible Knight, that's cool. We've got 2 of those now. And that is another boss ticked off of Limgrave. There's still 1 left, but oh god, guys, I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it for now. We'll come back to it later. Today we are exploring Liurnia of the Lakes. So what we're going to do is just going to map out a couple of bosses, take out a couple of field bosses, pick up a bunch of graces, do some NPC storylines and stuff like that. We're not gonna actually do any little caves. I like those being like their own episodes, but we're just gonna map out like the area today. So there's a merchant here that I chatted to him before we bought the lantern from him, but I think he still has a cookbook. So we're just gonna pick up that while we're here. Purchase, yeah, there we go. So Nomadic Warriors Cookbook 11 lets us craft crystal darts, shatter shard arrows, spellproof dried liver. Crystal darts, situationally, incredible. So, I mean, good rule of thumb is just pick up every cookbook and prayer book. Now, we're going to follow along the cliff on the right here to this ruined building here. Now, this building is important for a couple of reasons. We're just going to run straight there. Here we are. Number 1 is /not Irina. I was going to say Irina. Irina/not Irina. Hyetta is here on this point right here on the map. This is the next part of her quest. She is here because we already gave her a grape in the last episode, at the end of the Stormvale Castle episode. She will move here. Now, we do have a second grape that we earned through, just naturally through this quest line, so we're able to give her this one now. So give that to her. She's going to chomp on down on that yellow, oozy eyeball, and then that'll be her quest progressed. Quest progressed. I feel like, do you know, like the meme where it's just like noun verbed? I want to make one. I'm going to make it now. Quest progressed. Right? I'm going to pop that up every time we meet an NPC from now on. Blessings of the fingers be upon you all. Okay, so once she has been chatted to from these ruins here, there's the big one where we found the Faith Talisman back in the day, and then there's this one which doesn't really have much going on in it. That's where I've put my wee marker. But the other one, I thought it was this one, but of course I got it wrong. This one, right, the one that's far sort of like to the east. This one will have a mushroom in it. Yay! No, this one. This one, they all look the bloody same. You're looking for the one with the teleporter in it. You'll find it. It's big and blue. It's got swirlies coming out of it. This teleporter, I quite like to take this teleporter because it gets you right up to the gates of Raya Lucaria Academy, essentially skipping the entire castle town nonsense. There's a couple cool things to pick up in Castle Town, but like, if you want to just go straight to the academy, You might want to get the map stone and the golden seed, but other than that, you can just come straight here. Pick up the meeting place map. You found a simple map. Give it a wee read. And it'll show you a meeting place. Seems to point to a meeting place. The man it came from surely desired one. The sole means of gaining entry into the academy, a glintstone key. Oh, so this seal here, this magical seal, will only open if you have a glintstone key. You can actually enter Lucaria from the front and from the back, but both ways require the key. Here's the key over here. So if you're reading the map basically just shows you that island. And here's the academy flipping gate town that we essentially just skipped. So yeah, to the teleporter from the purified ruins straight to there. Right, we're back at the just next to the purified ruins for now. We're gonna now head up, sort of up the path here a bit. Just here where this broken bridge is. We maybe didn't need to warp there now that I think about it. That I probably just made some work for us there. But I do just want to point out, watch out for these lobsters. They are the worst. I think they may actually be the worst. If you have low HP, their spit can one-shot you, especially if you're sprinting. That did almost half my health. How to avoid them? I don't know. Just run away. You can kind of zigzag from side to side. And hopefully their spit misses you. But yeah, they're scary. Hopefully just avoid them. Just avoid waking them up. But we're running up this broken bridge here for a couple of reasons. We have our grace just here to pick up. There is a knight's cavalry here that will only spawn at night. And this is also the next place that we're going to meet Hyetta. So if we'll just give a little rest here. I'm going to pop another point into faith. We're trying to level faith here. I'm determined to hybridize because it's just a good idea throughout the whole game to have some kind of ranged option. And we'll pass some time until night. So we can go fight the knight. Cavalry. Who is just patrolling just east of here, just along the path. He is... there we go, just there. So this one has a halberd. He's not any more difficult or less difficult from the other ones that we've met so far. Halberd, I suppose, worth pointing out, has much higher reach than the flail, which was the last one we fought, I think. The way that I like to fight them, especially with a weapon like the Bloodhound Fang, is definitely not on the back of Torrent. If you're a ranged class, you might get away with fighting on Torrent, but these guys are just so annoying to hit. So I'm just going to buff up here. I want him to charge at me. I want to then dodge through his attack and then attack back. The best thing to do would be to get some jumping attacks, but as you can see, I was shot out of the air there. Because you can hit both the knight and the horse and deal massive stagger to Mr. Horsey, which would be good. I'm getting my ass kicked here. My God. Right, let's heal up. Let's just take a little minute. Get a nice flippin' jump attack, or maybe an Ash of War. A Bloodhound Finesse would be really good as well. Just sort of jump in and out. I think I forget how good Bloodhound's Finesse is. Like, I forget that it's like easy mode. I never flippin' use it. I'm gonna use it more, okay? From now on, I'm gonna use it more. I advise you do the same. Right, perfect. Horse is almost down. Got a really good attack there on both the knight and the horse. Once we kill the horse and knock the knight to the ground, the fight is over. Our riposte is going to do so much damage. The fight's over. We just need a nice safe little... There we go. So once he's down, just a simple R1 on the floor, as if you were riposting him. Does 900 damage. And then one more hit gets him down. Oh, there's a bear! This is a little baby bear. Oh, it's a little... Oh, what are you doing out here? That one drops Ash of War Ice Spear. Now, Ice Spear, I have good vibes for Ice Spear. I think it's very good. It's very, very effective at low levels. I used this at my RL1 run against Mesmer, and it absolutely wrecked him. It's very, very good. But I think there's better Ashes of War. But if you're looking at like Frost in general, Frostbite is a really good to have in your arsenal. So consider it. I mean, obviously you can't put it on the Bloodhound Fang, but consider it for an offhand, perhaps. Right, so Hyetta is here.
Hello. Would you donate them on a
And
pilgrim when
ready
you
to
come across
accept another eyeball. We just need to get her another eyeball, which is over here. Now, in this little foresty bit here is the Revenger's Shack, which is where Irina's... did I say Irina? I meant Hyetta. Oh, they're the same body. It's where her father, Edgar, blinded by his hatred and his grief, sought out for revenge against the demi-humans that murdered his daughter. So we're gonna go for him. I've marked a couple of markings here. The first one is obviously where we're going, and then the second one's just an extra little marker that I made for myself to like help me get there. Just like pointed to the part where we can climb up the cliff. So I'm gonna zip there now. Look at that. Look at that zip. Very nice. And then head up the hill here. So the first thing you're going to notice on the right is another tower. Towers are puzzles. Now this one, very unlike the last one that we found, which required us to find 3 ghostly turtles and attack them to get in. This one's a little bit different. We can't do much with this one yet. We need to complete Raya Lucaria Academy before we can complete this one. And that is because Erudition Guide. We need a gesture called Erudition, and all you have to do is perform that gesture in front of the statue, and that will open up this memory stone at the top of this tower. But we don't have it yet. The quest is linked to Thops and to Raya Lucaria, so we'll come back here, but we have the grace, so we can come back later nice and quickly. That's the whole point. What I like to play this game, just sort of like I have my running around phase, I have my little fights along the way. Here's another Erdtree Avatar. We fought one of these before, but just in case you're just jumping into this walkthrough, I'll go over how I like to fight the Erdtree Avatars with Bloodhound Fang build, or just with any build really, but melee especially. So all up very close in his face, dodging the stomps and the staff slams. More often than not, you're gonna get a stomp if you hang out at his side here. Fairly easy to dodge. The timing is very forgiving, as you just saw from that terrible timed dodge there. I somehow got away with that. When you see him glow and hover in the air, you do want to back off, but you can close distance really easily with a jump attack. Are we gonna get the projectile? Here we go. So he slams his staff like directly into the ground. I like to mount up on Torrent and simply just run to the side, far enough away that we're not going to get hit by the staff. As long as you're running to the side, none of these stars will hit you. You don't even have to dash. You can literally just run. But I like to dash just in case. So a couple stomps there, followed by a couple of jump attacks, and that is this Erdtree Avatar done. We are really, really powerful for this stage in the game. So if you haven't been following this walkthrough to a T, and you don't have a +6 Bloodhound Fang, your Erdtree Avatar might take a wee bit longer to die, but the tactics remain the same. This one rewards us with a FP restoration tier, and also a tier that when you drink it, you just explode. The exploding tier, I don't know, it's just for Elden Ring bingo, really, isn't it? It's I guess you could bamboozle people in PvP with it. There's 2 of them. So I guess if you equip like 2, it's like a big explosion when you're hit. It's the meme tier, I guess. Okay, following the brown path towards our blue marker here, I actually notice on the left here we have a familiar sight, a Catacombs sort of guardian you can see just on the cliff. Whenever you see one of these, get in the habit of just approaching it. Once you interact with it, it's going to show you via a little ghostly like sort of wisp the direction of the nearest catacombs, which is just down here alongside this cliff. So this is, if I'm not mistaken, Road's End Catacombs. There's a little scarab along the way that we can kill. The sort of white scarabs, Sword Dance, they drop an Ash of War, but sometimes they drop a Somber Stone. But generally they drop an Ash of War. Sword Dance, pretty cool. If you want to be Dancer of the Boreal Valley. Pretty cool Ash of War. There's so many cool Ashes of War in this game. I implore you that if you are sort of bored with Bloodhound Fang and you want to experiment, please go for it. It's great. Road's End. Yeah, Road's End Catacombs. I like these catacombs. I think they are fun. I like the boss at the end of it. We will come back here later very soon. But we're just unlocking the teleportation ability for the moment, just while we're passing, just to save us time in the future. So there we go. Okay, emerging back out onto the main path, we're going to head for our number 2 marker and head to Edgar. I still just hear PewDiePie saying Edgar. I've gone past it a little bit. It's sort of like in the cliff. I'll figure it out, I'm sure. Come on, Rach. You'll figure it out. There we go. It's like it's hidden. It's like a grove. There we go. There we go. So you will be forcefully dismounted because we're being invaded. Head towards the grace, but don't get blinded by it because we want to be super ready for when Eddie comes out the ground. So it's more important, I guess, to... I can never get the timing right on something that's spawning in. Yeah, super important to get the first hit on him, start getting some jump attacks in. I'm not even going to break his flippin' stance. He's just got such low HP. We're fine. But yeah, with NPC, with invasions, I like to just burn them down as fast as possible because as soon as they're allowed to get the upper hand on me, I just panic and die. Fighting humanoid enemies has just never been my strong point. So I'm just like, buff up, just jump on him. Edgar's been busy absolutely massacring all these innocent Albinorics, it looks like. And we can pick up their raw meat dumpling from their corpse. Yummy. Yummy, yummy. And now we're free, we're safe to get the grace now. I'm going to pop this runes into another point in faith. We're aiming to get about 20, well, I mean, I want 80 faith eventually, but we need 26 to use the Black Flame, 26, 27. Right, okay, so we got our last grape from killing Edgar. I say last, we got our third. It is the last grape, actually. It is. So we're going to go back to Hyetta, here at this grace here. She's still here, she hasn't moved. And we're going to feed her the grape. Right, many thanks to you. Give her the grape. Now she will ask, hang on a minute. What are these? What are you feeding me? And you have the option to be truthful with her and say they're human eyes. So she's understandably a wee bit upset by this revelation. But just grin and bear it, you know? When you move away... Did you hear that? She'll have a wee sickie. She'll just whitey, as we say in Scotland. And if you rest at the grace, she'll get over it. She'll sober up. Right, wonderful. That is quest progressed. And we're free to go to the next thing. You'll know you've done it right if she has now moved on. Right, we're now going to go up this north path here. And pick up a few things along the way. Mainly graces. We're just going to pick up a bunch of graces. So just follow this broken road to the south. You'll go through like an archway and then you'll see like a big spectral giant appear. I like to just skip past him. You can kill him if you like. There's like a sort of ancient battle going on here. Very cool. I'm getting shot in the back. Not too far south of this, there's another grace to pick up. So we're going to grab that. And then we're actually going to turn like north and follow the path north. Immediately, I find another Catacombs. So you can interact with the Catacombs Keeper. What are they called? Guide and Gatekeeper. Catakeeper. I've decided that they're called. And it'll give you a wee wispy that shows you the way to the next Catacombs. It's down this sort of slope here. But I find this one's quite hard to find. Because it's like super, super dark down here. There's lots of little vagrants that like to throw like smoke bombs and stuff as well. So I think I just popped my lantern on. But it's sort of like just down here. I'll give you a point on the map. That might be easier. I'll find it and then I'll give you a point on the map to follow. Right, I've got it. I've got it. It's here. I've got it. Yeah, I always struggle with this one. It's just here, just on the cliff. Just here. So we're going to open it up, grab the grace, and then immediately leave. This is the cliff bottom Catacombs. Jump back on Torrent, and head back the way we came from. Back up north. Okay, we're continuing to head north. You'll pass these ruins here that have got wolves all around them. And then if you stick to the path, eventually you'll see a giant crab, which I'm just going to scoot about. Scoot around. Back on the path again. You can see the Carrion Study Hall to our right. And up ahead there's like a swamp. There's another mini boss here. A world boss. Another Tibia Mariner. So exactly the same as the one we fought before. Teleports about a little bit more. But yeah, just here on the map. He will summon some skelly pals. Now, those who live in death, i.e. his little skeleton friends, gosh darn it, they will resurrect when you kill them. So be aware that you need to, like, double tap them. You need to kill them and then wait for them to, like, start to respawn and then hit them again to stop them. Here they are. Here they're coming. Okay, so I'm getting a couple jump attacks on this guy. He's got a surprising amount of health, actually. The other one that we saw in Limgrave, I feel like went down in what felt like 2 hits, so I'm getting a couple hits in and then just backing off, just expecting him to do like his AoE, but he's so super slow. The most annoying thing about this guy is just how much he just decides to go, no, I don't think so, and just teleports away. But you can handle like a couple of hits and then back off, avoid the purple water, and then jumping back in again. Yeah, he's super slow. You can summon spirit ashes, as you can see from the little sort of tombstone icon on the left-hand side. Whenever you see that, it means you are free to summon some spirit ashes. So whether you need them to like distract the ads, or if you just want a little bit of extra help with damage, you can do that if you like. This is taking forever because he keeps teleporting away. But he's almost down. And I keep missing. He keeps teleporting, I keep missing. Bloody hell. So this one does drop a death root. Did the other one drop a death root? Yeah, I think it does actually. Yeah, and then there's another one later on in the game that also drops, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, linked to Grank, the Beast in the Bestial Sanctum. Got another death root. Also linked to, I guess, D, Hunter of the Dead. The death sort of root is another storyline in this game. We'll be catching up with a bunch of storylines imminently. So, Carrion Study Hall here, we're on the sort of upper level of the cliff, so we can't access the study hall from this level. Whenever you see one of these little skulls that have got glowing eyes, you can just run over them with Torrent, and then grab, they've got a rune inside them. So that's handy. But yeah, we can't get down there from here, we're too high up, but we'll go down there in a bit. We'll just follow the path down. Now, there's a knight, a Lanedale knight, just here on the path, just north of the Tibia Mariner boss. And now this guy is harder than the boss, easily. He has this Ash of War, which is, oh god, bloody hell, he does guard counters, he's got a great shield. Yeah, his Ash of War, his like Thunderbolt Ash of War, it actually failed the first time he did it here. I'm going to see if he does it again. Here we go. So he'll do crack, and then there's a beat, and then the lightning strikes. So if you see him do that, don't roll to avoid the attack. The attack comes after the animation, if that makes sense. I don't know what I'm doing here. Like I said, I just think my weakness is just anyone that's like sort of human-sized. Human-shaped, human-sized. And also I'm scared of that. Scared of that lightning sword, man. I don't think he's going to do the Ash of War again. I was wanting to show you the timing on the Ash of War. I'm just being super careful here, just like getting a hit in and then just like backing off, making sure I'm always healed up. I'm hitting him while he's got his shield up, which is never a good idea. There you go. I actually dodged a bit early there. Got away with it. But yeah, it's a late dodge on that Ash of War. Honed Bolt, I think it's called. Now, as soon as I see him drop his shield, I go in for the spam. The R1 spam. And I'm able to get him down. Like I said, this guy's harder than the boss. He's like... You think, oh, it's just one guy. It's just a little guy. But no, out of nowhere, he's like, well hard. He drops the Dragon Cult Purebook, which has Lightning Spear, Honed Bolt, and Electrify armament. So basically everything he was using, apart from Lightning Spear, I suppose. But we can give that to a Practitioner of Miracles to learn those, which we'll be doing later on in the walkthrough. We're leveling Faith, which means we will have access to lightning-based things, and it could be a good idea to stock up on those. But for now, we're just going to keep following the path north until we get to this, another artist shack. So we saw one of these back in Limgrave. Painting puzzles will pop up throughout the game. You'll find a painting, you can interact with it to sort of take it home with you as a clue, take a picture of it, I suppose. You want to travel to the place where this painting was painted. So where the painter has died, essentially, painting this painting. Now, this is me now realising, oh, heck, we actually found one of these back in Stormvale Castle and I never picked it up. Down here, Prophecy. Prophecy, this was the one we picked up in Stormvale. So we're going to go and quickly do this one first. It's down here in Weeping Peninsula, just north of the Church of Pilgrimage. And the painting is of Stormvale Castle, and this is where it was painted. So we'll teleport there, mount up on Torrent, and it's literally just behind the church on the cliff. Yeah, just sort of like round at the right. You'll see this broken pillar? It's just beside that. And there we go. Right, so find the dead artist. He'll disappear, and this one will leave the Warhawk ashes. So before we got, I think it was a helm we got from the first one. Now we got a Spirit Ash. Wow. Birds with knives for feet. If you ever wanted to have one of those for yourself. Now you do. So that was a little side quest there. Yeah, apologies, I forgot about that before. It's very hard to like do everything in sequence because Resurrection, we haven't actually been to this area yet, so we can't actually do this one yet. I don't want to go to this area yet, so we're gonna pick this one up just when we get to that area naturally. But just to make you aware, that was Prophecy that we found in Stormvale Castle, but Resurrection that we found in Liurnia. It's up here. It's beyond Tibia Mariner, which we haven't done yet because it's a painting of Raya Lucaria. So, yeah, we were at the artist shack. We've kind of cleared that sort of upper cliff path. So now I'm going to go and enter this sort of lower cliff path from the Academy Gate town. So I'm going to follow this mark that I've popped on the map here. Academy Gate town, we'll come back here. There's a couple things to pick up here, but we're just going to ignore it for now. Just going to run through. And now we're going to head to like the lower path. So we've got the high road and the low road. We're just picking up graces. Okay, so here we are. There's another grace here on the shore that we can pick up. So many graces, which is good because I suppose it takes a long time to run around. So it's good to have lots of checkpoints, lots of warp points. So from here, we're going to go north eventually, but first we're going to go south, sort of east and south, just this way. I'm just going to pick up the study hall Site of Grace. So keeping the cliff on your left. There it is. Oh, it's so cool. I love this area. This is linked to Rani's quest, which we will be doing not too much later. It's coming up soon. Soon enough. But there's two versions of this area. We'll do both. We'll do everything. It's 100% walkthrough. My bros. But I'm just getting sort of, I guess, the boring stuff out of the way. Lighting all the graces. I don't know. I don't find it boring. I find it quite relaxing. I love the world. I love how, like, all the little crossroads and paths and verticality and just, I love it personally. I know some people do find it a bit boring, but hopefully you don't. Hopefully I'm keeping you company through it as well. So as you can see here, I've just followed this path just due north. We start seeing some fire monks. There's a fire monk camp just up ahead. I am going to make a quick stop in. I'm just ignoring all these guys. You can't physically kill everything in the world, really. It takes too bloody long. Oh, but first there's another grace. My God. So many sites of grace. Not that I'm not complaining. Not complaining. But there's loads. There's many. Here we go. Here's the fire monk camp. There's something very important here. Well, very important for my build, anyway. And that is Flame Cleanse Me. Now, this will not only cleanse poison, it'll also cleanse Scarlet Rot. Now, Scarlet Rot we haven't seen it yet, but it is terrifying. It's a really powerful ticking damage on you, basically. And if we have this Flame Cleanse Me, basically replaces our Cleanse Poison, Cure Poison, whatever it's called. And we can use this because we are a faith leveling character. We've got Fire Spur Me, which is another gesture. Pretty cool to have, I suppose, if we had a fiery boy. Some butterflies there for crafting. Flame Grease, I believe. I'm just looking for the thing. There it is. Okay, cool. Right, Flame Cleanse Me. Incantation. Requires 12 faith to use, and well worth it, really. Righty, right. I'm going to head down now back to the low road. You can do this if you want to just explore. You can do. But I'm just sort of making sure we pick up all these important points. There's a golem that I've grown to love fighting with the Bloodhound Fang. It's just so satisfying. The charge attacks on their feet, so satisfying. I'm being a bit clumsy here, which is a bit embarrassing. Going for the jump attacks, I suppose, because this one's getting the better of me. He'll always try and backstep, and you need to correct and make sure you're back underneath his feet again. As soon as he's down, it's you got him. But yeah, that was clumsy. That was not great. Decent amount of runes for beating them. This is a well. There's a few of these wells. You've maybe already found the Shofra well, but this is Ainsel River well, which we may as well go down while we're here. But first, I'm just going to pick up something very quickly just behind the well. If you just follow this road until you can't go any further, basically. There's a pond here. This will summon a ball of nope. Many sorcerers handle it. Do you know the best way I like to handle these things? Just running the heck away from them, really. But if you follow the cliff, there's like a little path here that you can go through with a lone body on a chair with a free stone sword key. Now we're using loads of these in this walkthrough, so I need as many as I can get. But that was just here. Okay, the last stop on today's journey is just up north of us. But first I am going to grab the Ainsel River Site of Grace, just heading down the elevator here. It just saves us coming back later. This is a really long elevator and it doesn't even have a nice view at the end like the Shofra well does. But we can grab the Grace at the bottom. Just don't look at the big giant killer ants. Just don't look at them. Just don't look at them. Oh, ugh. We're going to come here much later on. I don't like coming here early. It's not fun. Okay, teleporting back out to the eastern... What was that? Eastern... I don't care. To this Grace here. Teleporting back to this Grace here. And heading up to that. It's sort of like the tippy-toppy northeast corner of Liurnia. That's like last on our list of things to do today. Now, Liurnia of the Lakes is massive. And we're going to do it in stages because some parts of it are easier than others. So I think everything that I have opened up so far, like all the little catacombs we found, etc., we're going to tackle those first. And then we're just, going to take it in stages. So this will not be the only exploring Liurnia part of this walkthrough. This bit's a bit of a maze, but if you sort of just follow the path, it curves around. Keep sprinting, keep running. These cow folk, the archers in particular, do crazy amounts of damage. But if you find that sort of broken bridge, then you'll find this Grace. That's all we needed. We needed the Grace. This is kind of like a crossroads again. You can head sort of just straight on from what you can see here. Or you can head east. Now, this area here has a couple of wandering mausoleums. Well, there's one. There's two to do. We'll do that. Like I said, we've got loads to do. We'll do it later. Instead, we're heading down. It's pretty dark to the east. I'm going to ask for you just to ignore the fact that there's a pile of runes on the path, you see, I got eaten by a bear. The first time I came through here. So that's what those were all about. Don't worry about it. I got a nice dark, dreich day in Liurnia for us heading up north here. Yeah, literally, this is just a big long path. Just follow it to the end. There's a headless spectre just blocking the way. There he is. Or she. They. There they are. Just blocking the way to the catacombs that I'm looking to go to next. Heckin' fake Lootle here will guard counter us. Anything with a great shield is probably going to guard counter us, so just be aware if you are wailing on someone's shield. The sword has a death effect, so don't get hit by it too much, or that is an insta-kill. Luckily, I'm able to just RB spam and get through it. It's so dark! My monitor is so bright, and it's still so dark. Sheesh. So it's decided to tell us that we were on the Bellum Highway that whole time, but it's just come up with the title now. So this is the Black Knife Catacombs. So this is where I'm going to call this episode now, because my next episode is going to be the Black Knife Catacombs. So thanks for coming along on our Liurnia Exploration adventure. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe we discovered some new things together. Maybe you're just kind of hoping for the next part to come. If so, you can subscribe and you'll see the next part first. Leave the video a like if you enjoyed it. It really does help me out. Thank you so much for watching my Elden Ring walkthrough, and I'll see you in the next video.